knowledge of not only your culture freedom, but the culture and the level of freedom that other people around you experience. Freedom of thought. Lesson 14, 1 to 40 says, who is the 85%? The uncivilized people, poison animal eaters, slaves to mental death and power, do not know who the almighty true and living God is, nor their origins in this world. So they worship that. They know not what. Easily led in the wrong direction, hard to be led in the right direction. And you look at that 8-5, right? You look at that build power, right? And you think about issues like this vaccine that's out there, you know, and I see a bunch of different opinions, right? And from people that normally think alike, you know, are differing here and gathering and grouping up onto one another's side, you know, going on social media, in person, on Zoom, professional meetings, you know, instigating and making enemies out of each other just based on this vaccine decision and not respecting each other's viewpoints. We've finally been able to see in our generation firsthand experience of what devilishment really looks like, what it really looks like to be a deceiver, to really be what it looks like to be a part of a small group of people pulling the strings of a large group of people that now become echoing instruments for that 10%. So now, if you're not willing to immediately buy into a lot of what they're saying, hook, line, and sinker, you now find yourself at odds with 95% of the population. I mean, there's a million reasons why a person would want to get that vaccine, right? You know, okay, you know, so you can still catch COVID and you can still transfer it to other people. But at the same time, you know, you have to consider, well, you know, am I putting myself at less risk for hospitalization or death? You know, and you see a lot of pressure coming from all angles to make that decision. But the other reasons not to take it are also very obvious and being suppressed, right, online. And when you see that kind of action, when you see opinions being oppressed, when you see content being wiped, right, when you see a wall being built around free thought, you know, culture freedom, being able to live your life in a way that is truly free and receive information from all sides of the spectrum, right, and pass information to 360 degrees. When you see that coming, you know, deliberately halted, you got to start thinking, what kind of process does this look like from the past? Knowledge plus culture equals power. Why do we take Jerusalem from the devil? How long ago? Because one of our righteous brothers who was a prophet by the name of Jesus was buried there, and they used his name to shield their dirty religion, which is called Christianity, and to deceive the people, and to deceive the people, and to deceive the people, and deceive the people, so they would believe in them. So they would believe in them. So they would believe in them. Who's the 85%? I hear a lot of language, even from, you know, my local community group when I'm on Zoom meetings, or if I'm, or if I'm browsing the community internet groups. Why don't they put in a Taco Bell around here? When are they going to? Why haven't they? Right? They need to get this shit under control. Are they? Who's the 85%? This they we're talking about, right? Who's supposed to solve the problems that they themselves created, right? They themselves created and doubtlessly have strived to cover up. People that used to actually look to the 10% and say, hey, they got the answers we need to solve our problems. I know for the first time, a lot of people are looking at them and losing trust that they had before. You know, they talk all kinds of shit about this country, but deep down in their hearts, right, as much as they believe a lot of other stuff, they believed in them to solve these kind of problems, right? And now that they see that they are not doing a fantastic job, now that they see that what they are saying, Google CDC withdrawals, CDC reverses, a bunch of expired pussy grabbers whose civilization has been falling apart for the last 107 years, right? And you can see the writing on the wall now. The whole thing's got a Holocaust flavor to it. How is this the same place that's been shoving Cools and Newports and mentholated cigarettes down original people's throats for the last 70 years? How is this the same place where more than half our population is obese? How is this the same place, right, that allows water to sit filthy for years? How is this the same place that wants to make it socially acceptable for children to tamper with their bodies because they're confused? How the hell can they not be confused growing up around you? Sometimes having a knowledge of other people's culture, or even the mainstream culture, is enough to empower you, right? Is enough to refine those parts of your life that might have been polluted. Being around people that live wrong for so long that you start to think wrong is right. When I'm talking to young people about this, when I'm talking to people, friends and family about this, when I'm talking to others, I think the most responsible thing that I can do is say, hey, look, I see the water. I see that more than 3/4 of the planet is following in this direction. But I see the land too.